Hello and welcome back to another Gunpla review. Today we're taking a look at the HGUC RX-9/C Narrative Gundam C-Packs. I haven't watched Narrative yet. Not really much I can say here, other than this is the best Psycho Frame mobile suit. Significantly better than Unicorn. Don't at me. Or, fight me in the comments over it, whichever you prefer. Getting into the review, let's take a look at the articulation. Focus. Alright, so getting into the articulation. The usable range is the head can't go back too far, but it can look forward pretty well. It can do a 360, but it really gets stuck on a lot of stuff, so it's not a very functional 360, but it can technically do one. The shoulders are on a upwards polycap, despite barely getting any use out of it. The arm can go up this far, rotation above the elbow, slightly over 90 degrees at the elbow, rotation below the elbow, and of course ball joint for the wrist. Now to show off the torso, it's probably going to be easier if I take off the backpack in order to unclip this hinge, or maybe just pop it in half and pull from inside. The only pieces that I find fall off are up here on the shoulders. And the chest is really not agreeing with me today. Come on, there we go. Does at least show off the mechanism inside. Doesn't really get a lot of forward movement that way, but it's some. This does also give me the chance to show off focus. There we go. It uses a polycap hinge in the upper chest for a lot of forward and back. In fact, so much backwards, it has a gap. Just a ball joint at the waist, but that does give pretty good side-to-side movement. And there is a full 360, but things start smacking against each other. In the hips, it's kind of hard to explain, actually. It's sort of a shifting function where it rotates down this way. So if you get this out of the way and get it shifted down properly, it can get about 90 degrees at the hip, which is fine for a mobile suit, but I do kind of wish you could get more. However, without doing that, it doesn't even get the full 90 degrees. So at least that adds an extra few degrees of movement. The side skirts don't get in the way at all. You can get a full splits out of those, no trouble. Back skirt is static, which is standard for high grades. A very nice knee, though, as well as the ankle going back very far. Forwards, not so much, but the side to side is pretty good. Of course, it also has the thruster. There's absolutely no detail in there, but I kind of just leave mine like that. Looks good enough. Anyway, getting into accessories, the C-Packs are fairly lightly armed, fairly standard for a Gundam. You get a trigger finger for the beam rifle, you get the shield, which attaches onto the arm, 2 beam saber handles on the backpack, and 2 beam saber effects. However, these are made out of the same rigid translucent plastic, as you can see from all of the air bubbles in them, that all of the psycho frame is made out of, meaning they can't be bent and are brittle, as you can hear when they get dropped. So be careful with them because they will snap. As well, the CPAX comes with a small booklet of mobile suit designs, including some development timelines, the A packs, B packs, C packs, and some other stuff in Japanese that I can't read, as well as some advertisements on the back. Getting into the accessories in a little bit more detail, let's put the backpack back on. Standard 2-point attachment. Let's start with the shield. It attaches onto the back of the arm with a focus, small peg, which slides in, and it's perfectly secure. Holds on by a peg. Also, if you take this off, you can just sort of leave that on the arm, and this peg here plugs in there for storage. The other way around, obviously. Let's just get that in there. And yeah, it looks a little bit goofy. And also it's a bit hard to get off. Again, give me a moment. There we go. Let's just put that back on there, shall we? Moving on to the beam sabers, which you saw at the beginning. They both come off, have a standard peg hole, which you take one of these scarily brittle beam saber effects, and no, that's not what I want you to focus on this time. There we go. Yeah, fairly standard. In fact, I would recommend, if you want to have a bent beam effect, do not bend these. If you have some spare ones from another kit, use that instead. As for the beam rifle, there's a peg on the side that goes into a slot in the hand. Simply line those up with the finger in the guard. Make sure it's solid. Put the other half of the hand back on. And that can just plug in there. Honestly, unless you're going to be displaying it with this either on this little butt piece, which it can slide onto there for storage, I'd recommend leaving the hand on. Or, if you're going to be having this displayed on the system base, watch my previous review for that. Oh, also, quick size comparison. This is a very tall mobile suit. Even by high grade standards, this is pretty big. I mean, it's not Sazabi big, but it's new big. I didn't forget to add this and threw it in at the last second. Anyway, to wrap this up, definitely a kit I'd recommend. The elbows and hips are slightly more limited than what I would prefer, but they're not in any way unacceptable. And I do genuinely really like this mobile suit design. Anyway, thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this video with anybody you think would enjoy it. Until next time, happy building.